G'day, I'm Tim Thompson. A few people have wondered about the strength of the Fencestay end assemblies. Well, I happen to be putting up another fence today and I thought I might have a little bit of fun trying to break them. So I've run out my ground wire, I'm about to strain that up. We'll install the Fencestay end assembly at each end of about an 80 metre run. Then we're going to tie up 5 2.65 high tensile wires and we're going to attach crane scales to them and see how high we can get the pressure on the crane scale until we get detectable movement out of the Fencestay end assemblies. So let's whack it all in. We've got 5 sets of strainers of varying types. We'll set all this up, we'll strain up all the wires at once and we'll see what sort of tonnage these assemblies can actually take. Don't forget guys, if you like this video, please hit the subscribe button, give it a thumbs up, and there's plenty more content and reviewed products on timthompson.ag. Let's get into it.
So after quickly tightening up and positioning the ground wire to get our line, we quickly installed the Fencestay. This took about 8 minutes, but I've sped it up 20 times because watching 2 middle-aged men put posts in the ground is actually considered torture in about 7 different countries. So I'm not going to put you through the extended version unless of course there are requests from people affected by a lack of sleep. Once the posts were in the ground and the brackets installed, a couple of Tech screws and the job was done, then we could set about having some fun.
Now it comes time to break stuff. First thing is we're going to run out 5 lots of 2.65 high tensile wire. It's second-hand stuff that I picked up off a vineyard. We're going to tie off at this end with a quick end knot, and then at the other end we're going to apply our crane scales. If you're a tip rat like me, having an adjustable spinner like the White's model that I'm using on your farm is invaluable. It's really good at running out old second-hand wire, irrigation pipe. No matter what, you can always find a use for it. All right, let's see if we can break something. This end we have 5 sets of strainers set up, 1 on each line wire. We're going to attach those to a load cell, which will be connected by chain to the end post of the Fencestay. We're going to crank these wires far tighter than I normally would for a fence, and we're going to record the line pressure tension in each one of these wires, and hopefully we'll get it up well over a tonne and see if we can get any movement out of the stay. I am expecting some movement. Research suggests that more than half the movement in an end assembly occurs in the first 24 hours. So we've set up a little telltale here, and we've got a line drawn behind it with a camera permanently set up on that telltale. So as we're conducting this experiment, this camera will record the telltale and I'll stick that down in the bottom corner of the video so you can keep an eye on the movement of the post as we get set up. I've got Steve helping me here today guys, so there's these little load cells, they zero out all the time, so we've got to make sure that they're all zeroed before we start. You've still got spring in these, mate?
I have.
What's going on?
Well, I don't get
rid of the spring. Alright, what are we up to now?
270.
Alright, we'll get one more out of these. Oh. What's that up to now?
348.
348. Alright. Let's do the next one. Alright, so now we've got our old strain rights. That's all zeroed off, mate.
Yep.
Ready to go?
Yep.
Awesome. Alright, so this is wire number 2. Of course we're mirroring good fencing practice. We're starting off with the bottom wire and going up.
100 to 200 already, slow up a bit, I might step back.
Now even though we're using 2.65 wire on this occasion, I would not recommend taking your wire on your fences at home up this tight. Normally you go to about 1/3 the breaking strain of wire as your maximum strain. Please follow the manufacturer's directions. If you overstrain your wire like I am here, all you're going to do is stretch it and make your fence weaker. Don't stuff your fence.
230, yep. This will be your last one.
Yeah, it will.
325.
325.
Take a snapshot.
This is making for exciting video.
It is.
Oh.
It will if it all goes wrong.
Well, there's a 24-hour medical clinic down the road with me. Yeah, I'm wearing safety glasses, nothing will go wrong.
You can see what these gauge says too.
It will. Okay, so I'll let you know when it's past the 3 mil. What do we got?
That's at 171 now.
So I reckon it's just over. Okay, so his gauge says 2.2 kilonewtons right now.
And we're 232, so that's about right.
That's about right. It's pretty accurate. Alright. These do have a much longer handle.
Okay, you're at 290.
Should we go another one?
Of course you should.
Alright.
Facing away.
Facing up.
346.
346, okay, take a photo of that. They were a lot easier, longer handle.
Yep, give me the little laundryman.
Righto, you right to go?
Yep. Okay. Yeah, 60, 70, 100, 150.
Right up against the post.
Of course you are. 180, 200, 230 odd, 250 odd, 270 odd.
Let's say it's 350, it's the top one.
That's 300. 325. About 340 was average, so
I'm starting to not feel the love.
okay. We're bouncing on 345 and then losing tension. So
361, 360.
Okay.
There we go. I think we started to stretch the wire on that.
Okay, let's get a snapshot.
Yeah, let's get a snapshot. Okay, so we have had some movement and we would expect that. Remember, all fence assemblies are going to take up as you first strain them, but there's been something interesting happen. Now we've added up the strain tension on these 5 line wires and it adds up to 1746 kilograms, so 1.75 tons. And we've got a little bit of movement. Now Steve, I'm going to get you to look through this camera please and line up my tape measure so that we can get exactly how many millimeters of movement we've had out of this.
Go back to you.
Back to me, say when.
Yeah, about there.
About there. Okay, so that is around about 27 mil of movement. But there's something also really interesting. Steve, can you please get your level out, please, your phone? We want to show what's happened to the angle of the posts, because if the end assembly's gone over, you would expect to find that it's at, 3 or 4 or 5 degrees. Steve, can you hold your phone up there? I'm just going to jump on this camera.
Side of the post, you don't do that.
So we've got our level up against the post and it is at 1 degree. So there's been 1 degree of movement. Now let's go over to this other post over here. And we'll put the level up against that as well. And that is at 2 degrees. So between the two posts, the average movement has been 1.5 degrees. But this is not going to account for 27 mil of movement. So what has actually happened? Well, let's have a look down at the bottom of the post here. And you will see that at the bottom of the post, there's actually around about 20 mil of movement that's occurred at the bottom. So what's actually happened is that the whole end assembly is actually moved in the ground. Now that's quite remarkable because we've got over 1 metre of post down into the ground on both of these posts here. So it's just speaking to the ground being a little bit soft. The end assembly hasn't actually twisted over. What's happened is it's actually crept through the ground. We've been like towing a boat anchor through the ground with the amount of tension that we put on these line wires. So what does that mean as a result? It means that we've got a pretty strong end assembly that will actually move through the ground rather than twist in the ground. And if you put nearly 2 tons of pressure on this, you should expect it to have around about a 20 to 30 mil movement. I can live with that. Guys, if you like this video, please don't forget, hit the subscribe button, give it a thumbs up, and check out lots more content on timthompson.ag. I will see you next week.